Welcome to Essence Reflections Tarot. My name is Krista, and this is your reading for the week of June 3rd to 9th, 2019. And thanks so much for watching. It's great to have you here. And this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. And I've started something new this week where I'm putting a PDF of the reading in the description box below. So if you'd like to have a hard copy of the reading, you can go ahead and click the link. And in the physical column, we have the 6 of Pentacles. And the emotional, we have the 3 of Wands in reverse. The mental, we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. And in the spiritual, the King of Swords. So it looks like the crux of this reading hinges on your thinking. This is a time of finding surrender and finding light at the end of the tunnel. The clouds here are lifting. It's a time where you are letting go of overly critical thinking. So the worst of it is past, but you're still not fully in the clear. The clouds of despair caused by this type of thinking, they're lifting. And it's time now where you're out of their grip enough that you can turn around and look at those thoughts and say, you have no power over me anymore. And you can talk about and face the thoughts because they're only that. Just thoughts, and they only have as much power as you give them at this point. As the clouds are lifting and as your thinking is becoming less critical, you still have, in terms of your spirituality, a sharp intellect, a tough-minded, common sense type approach, and no time for mumbo jumbo. This type of thinking has moved away from being critical, but it's still very cut and dry and very no room for woo-woo. It's still in a place, though, of not letting spirituality flow freely. It's definitely a place of evaluation and looking for your truth and what's true for you in terms of your spirituality. But this emphasis on thinking and thoughts processes can have a dampening effect emotionally and spiritually. And it can end up here, as it has, with leaving you in a space of having trouble envisioning your future. Perhaps you're restricting yourself emotionally and holding down your passions as kind of a vestige of the overcritical thinking that you're moving away from. And remember that overcritical thinking tends to stem originally from a desire to keep yourself safe and small. And it often results in an aversion to risk-taking. And that can leave us in a space when we're looking at a wide open opportunity. Like in this card, he's standing on a hill overlooking a river and watching ships pass. And so he's come out and seeing a whole new view available to him that wasn't there before. And looking at wide open possibility and an empty canvas, our overcritical thinking can tend to prevent us from asking ourselves, what would I like to draw here on this new canvas? And it can stop us from taking possibilities because of that tendency to try to want to keep us safe. And physically here, it looks like there are opportunities coming up for giving and receiving and asking for help, but possibly in a space of imbalance. We can definitely see the imbalance in this card where he is clearly in, or they are clearly in a position to give and they are clearly in a position to receive. And ask yourself at this point, how does letting go of the critical thinking free you to see this imbalance differently? Is this still the paradigm that comes up for you in terms of giving and receiving, or is it possible to see more of an even playing field? How does that concept change for you when you start to surrender these thoughts here? Looking at this reading overall and taking the cards together, it boils down to a fear of disappointment. Where in your life are you holding yourself back from either giving or receiving, or possibly both? Where are you holding down your passions instead of letting them flow freely? Where is your thinking keeping you feeling stuck? When you can identify those places in your life, then be on the lookout for the underlying fear of disappointment. And remember, you have handled many disappointments up to this time in your life, and you are able to handle new ones as they come along. So please don't let this fear of disappointment rob you of the potentially great opportunities for giving and receiving that are coming up for you in your physical realm presently. I hope that this has resonated for you. If it has, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to check out your PDF and see if that's a helpful item for you. Let me know what you think of that. And if you would like a personal reading, the link is in the description box below to my website, and you can go there to book a reading with me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you staying to the end and watching the whole thing. And I hope that you have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.